What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Bell's Brewery, and they're out of both Kalamazoo and Comstock, Michigan, and this is their Special Double Cream Stout. So they're calling this a Sweet Stout that comes in at 6.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This bottle is just over 6.5 weeks old. So a little bit of a story time here. This was the first beer that I ever picked up on a road trip. So I got into craft beer about 10 years ago, this upcoming holiday season. It was around late 2009, early 2010, so we'll just say the 2009 holiday season. And, it took me a while to pick up any beer on any kind of road trip. But in 2011, I went to North Carolina. And while I was there, I picked up some beers. And this one caught my eye, and that's because Bell's didn't distribute to the West New York area back then. So I saw this, and back then my palate was more geared towards sweeter beers, whether it's sweet stouts, whether, it's just sweeter beers in general. So when I saw a Sweet Stout, and this was called Special Double Cream Stout, I was like, yes, sign me up. So I bought a 6-pack of it, and I brought it back, and I really enjoyed it. Fast forward to, I think it was early 2014, Bell started getting distribution in the West New York area. And this showed up, and I said, you know what, I'm going to grab it again. And I liked it just as much as I did the first time. So yeah, I haven't reviewed this at all, and I have not drank this at all in the last 5 years. So when I saw this recently, I figured, as far as like a shelfie beer review goes, yeah, this fits the bill. I think they released this one in late summer, early fall, usually in September. Kind of makes sense as the weather's starting to change. And yeah, I'm just into it. So this is not a beer that has lactose in it. It's dairy-free. Even though it says Sweet Stout, it is not a milk stout. On the back, they say, named for its velvety, smooth, creamy texture, Bell's Special Double Cream Stout is brewed with 10 different specialty roasted malts chosen to impart, and they talk about stuff. So basically, they talk about like tasting notes. But basically, this is dairy-free, not lactose. It's a sweet stout, but they do it with the actual malts as opposed to adding lactose. So yeah, anyway, let's crack this open, get it into a glass, and go from there. I really like the just a simple label. The cap's really nice as well. Let's give it a pour. So yeah, like I said, this is I'm trying to think back of 6% stouts, and this I remember being probably one of my favorite sub 6%, 6.1, a little bit cheating. But yeah, it was a really good beer. Again, I haven't had it in 5 years, so I guess we'll see how my palate thinks about this one now. So this is a really deep, dark brown color. It's more brown down here, not pitch black. Has about a half finger of this really creamy mocha color head that's just, it looks fantastic. So, the fact they're not using lactose, they're using 10 different specialty malts. It's impressive. Impressive color overall, probably because of all those different malts, but let's get a nose. Yeah, that smells so nice. Just so nice. Really deep roasted malt character. Getting like espresso, more of a coffee roast as well from the malts. Deep, dark chocolate, more of like a 50% cacao bar. It has a sweetness to it still. Getting a touch of like black licorice, which I know might turn some people off, but a little bit there, a little bit. Yeah, just a touch of it. Yeah, dark fruits in addition to that, like a little bit of like a dark cherry, maybe a touch of like a date. Really complex malt characteristic. I'm really getting no hop aroma whatsoever, which you kind of expect because this is not a beer that should be crazy as far as the hops are concerned. Just smells really easy to drink, and I think it is. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. It's just a really nice beer. That's what this is. Man, when they talk about like velvety smooth, this is almost like, they say 10 different specialty malts. I don't know if they're using any oats in here. Certainly not using lactose, but this mouthfeel is fucking fantastic. So body, 6%, medium body, maybe a touch under medium body, but it's nice. The mouthfeel, super soft. So many cars going by right now and whatnot. The neighbors are doing some kind of renovation, power tools up the ass, just shit going crazy over there. But yeah, super soft, super smooth, really creamy. Impressive that they're not using lactose in this one. Body mouthfeel, spectacular. The taste though, it's just kind of how I remember it. It's sweet. There's a lot of dark chocolate to it. Like I said, more of like a baker's chocolate, 40-50% cacao bar. There's a lot of like coffee roast, even though they're not using coffee, just from the roasted malts. A lot of roasted malt in addition to that. A little bit of the dark fruit in here. Like I said, there's a touch of black licorice, although that is not as big as it was in the nose. But there's like a dark cherry, like a nice, like sweeter dark cherry note. A little bit of caramel. It finishes slightly to semi-dry, but there is a nice residual sweetness on the back of the palate. This leans to the sweeter side, but at no point will this get cloying for me. This doesn't have like pastry stout vibes or like, you know, crazy, these fruited Berliner Weisses that taste like fruit juice. This doesn't have that vibe to it. It's more of just like, here's a really nice beer that's a little bit sweeter. And that's what a sweet stout's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a milk stout without the, you know, without the lactose, but still leaning towards the sweeter side. And I'll tell you what, that's what this beer is. Yeah, it's just as good as I remember it. This was not like a world-class, you know, just mind-blowing beer, but when I picked this up originally, I was like, man, this is really good, and this is what I like. And, you know, that was, you know, 8 years ago. Now, drinking this, I still think I like it quite a bit. And this, and you know what, Samuel Adams Cream Stout is really good as well, and I haven't had that one in probably longer, probably 7, 8 years. So yeah, Special Double Cream Stout, the 2019 release from Bell's. I think flavor-wise is probably a 4 to a high 4, but the fact that they get this mouthfeel and just the body so nice at 6.1% without lactose, I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5. I think it deserves it, at least for me personally. You gotta, you know, people drink this and be like, oh, whatever. It's a 6.1% no frills sweet stout. There's no lactose, there's no crazy adjuncts, there's 10 different malts in here, and that's all they're doing. That malt, you know, basically water, yeast, malts, and hops. This is the core 4, as Matt over Massive Beer Reviews likes to say. And for a core 4 beer, going for a special double cream stout, this is what I'd expect. Now, when you say double, I'm thinking closer to 8%, but 6.1%, I think that enhances the drinkability because it's 6.1%. I could drink 2, 3, 4 bottles of this and not get sloshed. If it was 8 or 9%, couple bottles of it and I'm done. So the fact that this is like a drinking special double cream stout, crazy to me. So 4.25 out of 5 all day, every day for Special Double Cream Stout from Bell's. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Price and availability. Price on this one, I want to say it's like 11 or 12 bucks a 6-pack, so you're looking at around, you know, less than $2 a bottle. I think that's a great value for what this is, and what this is a really tasty beer that, you know, you don't see a lot of cream stouts, especially at this ABV. So $2 or less a bottle. Yes, that is worth it. Availability, I'm pretty sure this gets distro wherever Bell's does, and Bell's is in so many states and probably countries at this point. It's kind of stupid. So yeah, great availability. I think it's a really good price. So yeah, I can't say enough about this beer. I'm so glad I picked this up to review it for, you know, one of the shelfie beers in October. It was well worth it, let's just say that. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review. Like I said, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Until the next one, cheers.